ready to start the show. Just me hacking up along. Loads of fun. Alright, let me load up my TikTok account here. Just pressed the live button a second ago, so takes a few to pop up. Just gotta sit here and click refresh over and over again until it's ready to go. There we go. There's me. And here is the overhead. That's up. We're up. We're ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna get that off camera. Alright, how's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? How are you? How's your weekend? Happy Saturday, everyone. Alright. So, I'm working on a coif, and let's see here. Actually, let me show you where we're at. Right? So, I've got to, this is now under my chin. It's about where I wanted it. Oh, hang on, I can't see nothing. There we go. Come on, go out of the way. There we go. Alright, so this is under my chin, but we need some kind of adjustment here. This is like spilling over weirdly. But for the time being, I just want to expand out this mantle that I've got going on. So that's what I'm going to work on for right now. And then we'll go from there. I did kind of frame out the face a little bit. You can see these kind of curved corners in all sections. And anyway, so for right now, I'm just expanding the mantle, and then we will go back and adjust the fitting of it. So, and this is an ahistorical piece. So, this is not how they made coifs back in the day. These are butted rings. I've got 3 ahistorical chainmail shirts on stands down here in the basement. And whenever people come down to visit, a lot of times someone ends up with one of the shirts and they're wearing them, and I wanted to give them a coif, some head armor for them to put on as well, so that we can take silly drunken pictures. So that is what I'm up to. What about you guys? Happy Saturday, everyone. I did get quite a bit of work done. I've got some vest extenders completed. I was supposed to go to the post office, but I thought the post office closed at 12:30, and it closed at 11:30, so that's not irritating at all. So I've got some stuff I got to send out on Monday. And other than that, just spent the day with family and hung out down here working on this project. So once I'm done with this, I've got less than a quarter coffee can of rings left, right? So I may end up having to order more rings to get that mantle long enough, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. But it takes over 5 rows of rings to get over an inch. So They're not tiny rings by any stretch of the imagination. But it does take a lot of them to make anything out of them. So, I would guess this can originally had 5,000 rings that I ordered to add on to the work I had done. And I would guess I'm somewhere between 10,000 and 15,000 rings as of right now. So, I'm not going to go back through and count them all. I might weigh them and get an estimate, but I don't care enough to worry about it. These are machine cut rings, so they're fairly cheap. And if I need to add more rings, I will order some when I have some more money. So if you see what I'm doing and go, holy cow, he's making chainmail. I wish I knew how to make chainmail. There is a link tree in my bio, and the first couple links are to the Mailworks app on Apple or Google. And you can go and download the Mailworks app, which has a huge list of resources that I wish I had when I got started 27 years ago. Lois, you have a 3x3 solid block made out of steel rings? Right on. You want to... Can I... Well, mine's over at the bar. I'd have to get up and go grab it. But mine is 13 and a half rows wide at this point. So it's 13 by 13 by 13. Those little cubes are so much fun. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. But yes, if you want to learn how to make chainmail and you want to learn how to make coifs and cubes and shirts and jewelry, go check out the Mailworks app. So if you have a chain on and get stabbed, does it just feel like a punch or... Okay, so let's say that your chainmail is relatively stab proof, right? Most chainmail isn't. Butted chainmail isn't. You love my work on the Facebook pages. Thank you, Captain Fuzzybeard. Does it? Yeah. If it's if the ring size is decently dense and it's not prone to rings bending as you're being stabbed, then yeah, it would feel like a focused punch. So, and not that you won't take damage. For example, they make shark suits out of chainmail. The Neptunic Shark Suit Company makes shark suits, and they're all out of welded chainmail, which is about as stab proof as you can get, right? But even they say that, you know, it's not shark bite proof, just because shark bites are dynamic in nature and anything could happen. So you would, if you're bitten by a shark wearing a chainmail suit, you could receive crush injuries. But my understanding of the interviews I've read of people who've worn chainmail, and been bitten by a shark, right? Once the shark's teeth kind of get caught up in the mesh of chainmail, they don't really enjoy, you know, they stop biting. So I haven't read of anyone receiving a crush injury while wearing a Neptunic shark suit, but also I haven't read everything on the internet. So is chainmail more slash based, or what is its main purpose? It is to prevent damage from slashing attacks, primarily, right? Because medieval chainmail can get punched through by medieval longbows and spears, But yeah, slashing attacks is the idea. John, okay, you managed layer 6 on your cube today. Congratulations. With armor on, it feels more like a hockey stick. Still can hurt with force. Yeah. With a 16 gauge 3/8 butted rings, there is mass with steel that reduces force of a strike. Shark mail is like a t-shirt and doesn't have mass and feels like no armor when struck. Yeah, I've got a European 6-in-1 galvanized 14 gauge 3/8 steel shirt, and you could punch the crap out of me in that, and it's not. You're gonna get hurt, not me. Yeah, so anymore because of advanced weaponry like crossbows and not javelins, not baristas. What is the giant spear throwing thing? Ballista, right? Chainmail is not going to stop those. Have I finished my saddlebags? No. The work I did on the saddlebags I tore apart, and I reevaluated how I was going to proceed. I finished up a bag of rings on one of the cubes I've been working on, and then I'm finishing up this coif, and those were two large projects kind of that I needed to get done and out of the way so that I can get back to working on the saddlebags. And now I have a better idea of how I need to go about finishing them up. And I need to get to them because I still have the tool kit to wrap and the gas tank bib to make. So, once the saddlebags are done, you'll be seeing a lot of them. You're working on stock for Bristol Ren Fair. That's right near me. Right on. I like Bristol. My son brought it up. And then I asked him if he wanted to go this year, and he said no. So, I don't know. We haven't been in a few years. We'll see. We'll see if I get out there. But yeah, Bristol's a good time. The first year we went, it was 100% humidity on the hottest day of the year. And so that's super fun. Everyone was just dehydrating as they existed. And then the next, I don't know, 2 or 3 years that we went, we had a lot of fun. So, well, he is wrong. Who, my son? What is he wrong about? That we should go? I think that once it's time for the festival to roll around, it'll be like a boring weekend. Maybe I'll ask him if he wants to go, and he'll probably be up for it. I just don't think that, like right now, he's been stuck inside, basically playing video games all winter, playing with his friends, so that's what he focuses on. We'll see. You manage the Rogue Mail booth for Charity, who I do know Charity. Charity is a very nice lady. Right on. I like the Rogue Mail booth. The Rogue Mail booth has like a giant tree right out in front of their shop, and they decorate it with these huge scale mail tails every year. You can't miss it. So if you see a tree with a bunch of scale mail tails on it, that is the Rogue Mail shop at the Bristol Renaissance Fair. And unless you guys have moved, you guys haven't moved, have you? Right behind that tree is the Rogue Mail booth. You can't miss it. So yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'm going. I would like to, but I think if I go, I'm going to take an Uber out there. I don't want to go and park and get changed and go in and walk around. I just want to Uber up to the front gate. Your Tree of Tales, they don't sell many, but still pretty, yeah. Yeah, take an Uber to the Renaissance Festival, go and walk around, and then get an Uber home. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. Yeah, did you mean to type tell many tales? Oh, tales? Okay. I gotcha. We are working on a coif. Hi, Kate. How are you? We've got this, let me take my glasses off. I was telling people earlier, I've got 3 chainmail shirts down here on stands in the basement, and so I'm making a coif so that everybody can have a shirt and a coif to wear for drunken pictures. So we're just extending out the mantle at this point. And oh, I meant to take off my glasses. Trying to finish up this coffee can O-rings here. Who doesn't need one? Yeah, right. Everybody should have some armor of some kind in their basement to put on while they're getting into shenanigans. So yeah, we are working on that. I got some vest extenders done earlier today, and once I'm done with this, I'm going to get back to the saddlebags. My first attempt was kind of okay, but I'm getting, I have a better understanding of how I need to proceed working on the saddlebags and attaching the leather and the chainmail and lacing everything through. So I tore everything out, which wasn't much, but I'm going to cut some new strips of leather and get going on that again. Actually, probably Monday. I don't have many rings left, so I'm looking forward to seeing them too. That whole, if I can get that whole project, or if I can get just the chainmail of that project, like the toolkit, the gas tank bib, and the saddlebags, if I can get all that done before riding season, then I will be a very happy man. If I can also get all the parts, you know, the front and rear fender, the gas tank, the side panels, if I can get all of that hydro dipped in a chainmail pattern and clear coated, which I was talking to a guy who does hydro dipping, it's not unreasonable. If I can get that done before riding season, I will be ecstatic. So I don't think, now that I kind of have an understanding of what I'm doing, I don't think that the saddlebags are going to take me nearly as long as it was taking me when I first started. So I've still got to go through and cut my strip of leather and cut my corners into it so it doesn't bunch up. So for For anyone who doesn't, you love hydro dipping, you want to learn to do that too? Right on. For anyone who isn't familiar with the motorcycle saddlebags that I've been working on, there are videos of them in my on my TikTok. So please go check them out. I know of 2 other bikes that have chainmail or scale mail on their saddlebags. I believe one bike was in Hawaii. The whole bike was covered in scale mail. It was crazy. And then the other bike, the saddlebags and the toolkit were wrapped. But then I think the lady who did them, Erin, I think she got sick, and I have not seen her since. So I was very jealous of her saddlebags when I saw them. I was like, I have to do that. So I want to get all of that wrapped up as best as possible so that I can be the cool kid on the block. Right? For anyone asking, why would you wrap anything in chainmail on your motorcycle? Right? It's to be the cool kid. It's for, you know, it's to get looks. I don't know. It's because I can. It's like I'm not mechanically inclined to work on cars or bikes or anything. So I have to settle for adding chainmail to stuff and making it cool that way. Got to go where my strengths are. And I did look into adding about 100 horsepower to my bike. And it's only going to be as expensive as the bike was originally. Brand new. I didn't get it brand new, but that's the reason we build cars, just to be cool. That's right. Your cars are so awesome, though. For anyone who doesn't know, Kate runs Metamorphosis down in Australia, and they build these beautiful Volkswagen Beetles, and she does amazing upholstery on the inside. And this is a company, Metamorphosis, and they do all this awesome work on these Volkswagen Bugs. And she's got a Volkswagen Cabriolet coming up. And then they auction them off and use the money to fund their orphanage that they fund. Where is your orphanage? Is it in, it's like Indonesia or something. So, you should go and follow Kate, because she's awesome. Videos are awesome. Content's great. The whole concept of their page and the work that they do is really cool. Yeah, Indonesia? Okay. You're in Alabama? Are you from Australia? Maybe that's why. Okay. My bad. Alabama, Australia, potato, potato. It's only 1/3 of the world away. Okay, okay, I got you. You've been here 6 years. Right on. So, go check out Kate's work, because it's amazing. For everyone on TikTok. For anyone on Facebook, X, YouTube, go to TikTok and look up Kate Culp, spelled with a C. Both words. I'm a big fan. I wish I was as cool. That's what it is. So if you're in Alabama, right on. I'll never be down there in any kind of timely manner, but maybe one day I'll be driving past and I'll see an amazing Beetle on the side of the road, and I'll see the upholstery inside, and I'll know. It's like, that's hers, and I'll stop. I am live streaming on multiple platforms. I would be only using my computer to live stream, but I have to have the 10,000 followers on TikTok to do so. So I just use my phone, and then over here I've got my computer where I've got X, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Stop, then steal it, yeah. Now that I know that you're within reach, if your cabriolet goes missing, I don't know anything. Alright. Rotten Pieces 89, how you doing, buddy? It's going. It's going. Ring by ring, we are getting her done. Knocking it out. That's insane. You struggled just to get on TikTok Live? Yeah. I have it set up where I can't see comments over here on my phone. So I've got my live pulled up, and I got comments on the Streamlabs software that I use right next to comments on TikTok. So very often someone has commented somewhere and my eyes are not picking it up. I miss comments, but it's fun. I don't think I've missed too many people. Captain Fuzzybeard. When if I make it out to Bristol Renaissance Festival, be sure to I will definitely be stopping by Rogue Mail, so I will try and say hi for sure. Enjoy your evening, and thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to everyone for hanging out. You know, when I first started doing this, I just talked to a camera for forever. Of course, my setup was terrible, and there has been some improvement in the setup. But I have more improvements coming. You'll be there? Right on. I didn't used to have lighting. I didn't used to have a mat. I worked solely on my desk, and I angled my webcam on my laptop down, and you know, I would pull the screen of the laptop down so the camera would pick up where I was working, and then push it back up so that people could see me when I first started. So much fun. Terrible streaming. I do believe that those videos are still up if you want to go check them out. I think they're on YouTube. That's part of the reason why I multi-stream or multi-platform stream. I did try and record a stream, download it, and then upload it to YouTube to try and keep a record of what I was working on when, which is really all the YouTube channel is for. I've got like 33 followers or something on YouTube. So, and every now and then someone pops up in there, but mostly it's just to record, you know, what I'm working on when. And it used to be, I had it set up, I don't know what changed on YouTube, but the live streams would get uploaded after I was done recording, and they would appear in the video section, which would also appear on the Mailworks app under the stream section, but it doesn't do that anymore. The live streams show up under live, and old videos show up under video. So I don't know what to do. You guys need to start posting to YouTube. YouTube, all these platforms, like, I've never gotten any kind of like organic growth from anything. I've never filled out the right tag or had the right headline or screenshot or any of that. And so, like, I struggle. And so it came to the point where I was just like, to hell with it. I'm just going to go live, and then whoever shows up, shows up. And we'll get somewhere someday. And it may be slow, but, you know, usually I go live and we pick up 7 or 8 people. And, you know, we just passed 2,000 follows on TikTok the other day. So, you know, if you know how to do stuff like pick the right screenshot thumbnail, pick the right thumbnail and the right title and all the tags and everything, right? If you have any grasp on that whatsoever, then yeah, definitely add YouTube. But to me, it's largely just to keep a library of what I've worked on, and maybe it'll help someone someday. Because I've tried. I've spent hours studying hashtags and trying to make a thumbnail, and I'm bad at all of it. People have asked me YouTube for years. It is a ton of work. And I know that a lot of people use an editor who does all that stuff for them. And I know that there are artificial intelligence, there are AI editors that people use, but I don't know how to do any of that. So I just go live and hope for the best. And one day, and when enough people think I'm cool, it'll be profitable. All right. So, okay. Kate, since you're here, have you ever used Spoonflower? For anyone who doesn't know, Spoonflower is a fabric store online. It's like Joann's online. And you can go and search fabrics and pick out what you want. You use Spoonflower a lot. Okay, are you submitting designs or are you buying fabrics? Because I have a lot of chainmail designs that, you know, some of them need to be improved upon, but some of them are ready to go. And I've been wanting to upload my designs to Spoonflower, but like the Spoonflower fan page or something, I keep seeing a lot of negative stuff on there. And I don't, like, if you're an end user, are you largely happy with the result of the quality of the materials that you get? And I don't know if anybody wants chainmail. You have all your custom fabrics printed there, but you don't sell them. Okay. So, like, have you ever had to return stuff because it was bad, or just been dissatisfied with what you got? And did that happen a lot, or has it always been mostly a good experience? And, yeah, like I said, the reason I'm asking is just because I want to put some of my designs up there, and I'm curious as to... I don't know anybody... Occasionally get a bad print, rarely, but they just replace it quickly. Okay. Right on. Well, if you can make the amazing stuff that you make, then I think I should go ahead and get off my ass, and customer service is pretty good in general. Right on. I think I should go ahead and start putting my designs on there. It's something I've been meaning to do for a while. I haven't made it a priority because I keep seeing complaints, and I don't know enough about the industry to, like, is this a person who is always complaining, or is this a legitimate concern? The chainmail blanket would be so dope, or a weighted blanket cover would be so great. So a weighted blanket cover would, well, you'd have to make that, right? But have you ever been to my website at all? Because we have chainmail themed blankets on there, and if you want to see one, I'll show you. I need no further prompting. Where's the top to this? This is one of our hooded blankets, and ignore the glare. It looks like neon because that's the camera, right? It's chainmail in the background, and then a jelly cube that looks terrible on camera, but so if you've never seen it, there it is. It's super warm. If you do buy one, though, wash it and then hang dry it. So yes, chainmail blankets do exist. But the option to have, hi Amy, how you doing? The option to have, fabric to make your own stuff with, I think a lot of people would like. I think it depends on how good your graphics are to start with. My graphics are ridiculously good. I paid a lot of money for them to be, ridiculously high res. So if that's what it takes, I can provide that, and then I will just have to upload my my images and get it going, because the more places there is a lot of chainmail presence, right, the more people will be like, oh, that's cool, what is that? The more education, the more interest, and then the bigger the chainmail world will get. How are you tonight, Amy? I should have no issues then. Right on. I will get my designs out and start doing some orthographic designs, and then aligning the edges. And I think with Spoonflower, you submit an image or images, and then you have to get a proof. So you can order swatch packages to get a feel for the different fabrics and see how colors print. Yeah. So get a swatch package. Amy, I'm good on making up kits for your first small class. Right on. I will have to do that because I know that there are a couple chainmail prints on Spoonflower already, and I keep seeing this one in an advertisement, and what it looks like is someone took a picture of some chainmail and submitted that, right? And I just think I can do better. So Amy's making kits for her small class. How many people are in your class, and what are the kits for? Teaching chainmail is one of those things. Teaching in general. Kate, thank you so much for stopping by. You're awesome. If you don't already follow Kate Culp over on TikTok, check out her work with custom designed upholstery, as we were talking about. And her Volkswagen Beetles, they're amazing. Thank you, Kate. I will see you later. You bought one of my face masks a while back? Right on. I got a couple of those sitting right here. I don't know if Kate's still here, but she's awesome. Like, she's the type of person who's dedicated so much time to her work that it's so immaculate. And I wish that I was that good at anything. Where are my face masks? Making a mess. But these aren't up anymore. But get yourself a. This is the print of one of them, anyway. I don't know why it's looking so grainy on my phone, but it's pretty clear. And here's a Blue Flames one. Excuse me. Doing a small necklace and earrings, Mobius kit, and then doing E4-in-1 and base weaves, or the gateway from it, like box and round mail. Right on. Right on. Oh, I was going to say, yeah. Teaching stuff is not something I can do. Right? I don't write tutorials. I don't have classes for people. Because pretty much everyone I've ever taught anything to quit that thing. So I stopped teaching anything. That's why I built the Mailworks app. It's like, here are the resources. You need some pliers and some rings. Go have fun. And that's all, that's all I'll tell you. Because I want everybody to enjoy chainmail as much as I do. But I don't want me trying to teach them to ruin it. And don't ask me what it is about me teaching people. But the fact that pretty much everyone I've ever taught anything to, quit whatever it was that I was teaching. I'm just gonna learn from my mistake and learn from my experience and not try to teach. When you're getting shower curtain rings for demonstration, right on. I had some of the engineered plastic rings from the Ring Lord, and I took them to my son's first grade class, and I had them all close rings together and made a little sheet for them, and then I had a bunch of half Persian 4-in-1 aluminum and EPDM bracelets, and they all got one of those. I still have like a box of those things. Also making small finished samples on a ring of weaves. Right on. Yeah. The kids all had fun. At first grade, it's kind of hard to. I did bring in some like example pieces of like one of my shirts and stuff, and showed them what I made. But they're first graders, and they have a limited understanding. But it was fun. I don't consider that teaching. So if one of those kids grows up and makes chainmail one day and loves it, I'll consider that a teaching success. Or I just said it wasn't teaching, and then I said teaching success. So which is it? I will just consider it a success. Oh, 6 to 8 people in a class? Right on. That's small enough. You know those, what do you call them? like paint and wine nights that people go on dates and do, or they go and they paint pottery, and they're not like using a pottery wheel. It's like a mold that's been filled with clay and dried, and then you put on the paint or the what do you call it? Glaze, right? And then it gets fired there, and then they come back and pick it up. But it's like a date night thing, right? Those places should do like a chainmail night and a leatherwork night, and just different hobbies. You've only made 2 tutorials. If you count a free appreciation video tutorial, right on. So you have a free appreciation video, and then you have the X-Weave tutorial. Rotten pieces. You got one of those infinity cube toys to try your hand at making one with jelly cubes? Right on. I've got the rings to make a very large jelly cube, and then I'm going to do an infinity cube attempt after that. And then there was something else I wanted to do, and I don't have it in front of me right now to remember. But yeah, I want to do an infinity cube as well. I want to do a large cube, and then there's something else I wanted to make, but I've got to stop. Once I'm done with this coif, it's all saddlebags until the saddlebags are done. So I won't be working on anything else but that. Then I've got a whole lot of single strand beaded bracelets to make. The bracelets aren't beaded. The bracelets are chainmail, right? But they have beads on them, like so. I've got 20 of those to make. And then whatever else I can make. It's the same as you, but your big cube is smaller than mine. Yeah, speaking of, okay. So if you've never seen a chainmail jelly cube, I don't have one in reach right now. I've got like 10 over there. They're super cool. But I've got one in the pin post in my TikTok, right? They grow exponentially, right? Left, right, and up. Up, down, and, X, Y, and Z lines, okay? And, so where I'm at right now is about 16,000 rings on the cube that I have. And to get it out to from like 3.5 to 5 inches, I basically have to add another 32,000 rings if my math is correct. That's the same as you, your big cube. Okay. The appreciation tutorial was for everybody buying the Chemical X. The free video tutorial is a Chemical X donut. Nice. Right on. Very cool. I've never come up with a weave, and I've never, got to give a name to a weave as cool as yours. I am a little jealous. Also impressed. I think that's super cool. Some might say that you've got a knack for this. Yeah, so it was large cube, infinity cube, large cube that I got to work on, that I want to make. And then, yeah, if my math is correct, the rings, the cube that is the 18 gauge 1/8. Oh, you're welcome. SWG from chainreaction.ca, chain-reaction.ca. So it's like 3.5 inches by 3.5 by 3.5 by 3.5, and to take that out to 5, the table, the Excel spreadsheet that you can plug in the numbers to figure out how many rings you need, said that to get to 5 inches to 20 rows wide, you'd have to add another 48,000 or another 32,000 rings for a total of 48,000. So it's going to be a while before I get back to that project anyway, but also that is double what I've already put into the cube. Wally LaCroix. Speaking of LaCroix, here's a fun thing. So there's a town in Wisconsin called La Crosse, and that is where the LaCroix water comes from. The water that has like a hint of flavor to it. The sparkling water. And I was hearing someone at the company, like the CEO or the CFO or something, say that the LaCroix that is the sparkling water was named after and is pronounced the same as the city of La Crosse, Wisconsin. So is it Wally LaCroix or Wally LaCrosse? And everything I know is a lie, apparently. I will always pronounce the sparkling water as LaCroix. I don't know what Mandela effect trick they're trying to pull. But when they say that it's LaCroix is supposed to be pronounced lacrosse, I don't believe it. Holy shit, that is so many rings. Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. To get to 5 inches. 5 by 5 by 5 inch cube in that ring size apparently needs 48,000 rings. That's 3 shirts inside of 1 cube, essentially. So I don't know how Wally pronounces his last name, but I'm going to ask him next time he's here. If I remember. We'll see. Is it LaCroix or LaCrosse? But yeah, Wally LaCroix Cross runs chain-reaction.ca, where I got the 18 gauge 1/8 standard wire gauge bright aluminum rings to make the jelly cube that I've been working on, and it is the perfect size for a jelly cube. If anyone wants to know the secret behind. Speaking of my that jelly cube, I was trying to make a video of it earlier, and this whole TikTok Universal issue, I don't know, I was allowed to add music to my video, and then TikTok didn't show it to anybody. So, for like several hours. So I tried again, and the same thing, didn't show it to anybody, right? And I felt like, oh, well, that was a waste of work. I could have avoided it by not doing it in the first place, but, you know, also, I'm trying to get myself out there, and I want to be an internet star, super famous one day. Superstar. So, I need to make videos and get attention, right? But, I can't do that when TikTok doesn't let me share my videos. So, I don't know. I don't know why they weren't... You know, I tried changing the music. I tried no music and nothing. So, I'm going to try a different video later, but... it's just like, you know, you spend a couple minutes making a stupid little video and then nothing. I don't want to complain. 'Cause I see that a lot, right? People being like, oh, my views suck, you know? And blah, blah, blah. It's like, my views have always sucked. I have one video that's gone somewhat viral. I think I hit like 30,000 people. But, of course, it's muted now, I'm sure. Because of the music issue with Universal. So I guess people seeing that is gone, right? Like my best videos don't even have my face in them. You think it's only for businesses? I'm on there as a business. But yeah, so that one video did well, right? For a while. I get likes for it like once a day, once every other day, something like that. And you couldn't use famous music. Yeah, there's supposed to be like a bunch of indie stuff available, but all the rest of my videos are mostly under 1,000 views. Most of them are under 300 views. And, you know, I don't make a ton of videos, but I do try to put in some work and make some fun videos for people to enjoy. And they never really seem to go anywhere, but I keep doing it because one of them will eventually pop off again or something. I don't know. It's the only way I know to get my face out in front of people and the work that I do, and so, and I can't do it if, you know, my videos don't show up anywhere or in front of people. All right. Oh, that was my elbow. You ever popped your sternum after making chainmail? Stretch your arms back and your sternum goes thunk. The first time that happens, it's insanely painful. But after that, it feels really good. You been slacking on TikTok? Yeah. I have been going live continually. That's about the only thing I've been able to maintain. Because what I find, I get up, take kids to school, come back home, and I start working on a project, and I work on the project all day, and then I go live in the evening. And I forget to make any sort of video that day. I'm trying to get in the habit. I was doing like one video a day, and I did that for like a month or something. So I would like to get back to that. I see people making like 3 to 4 videos a day. But here's another fun thing. It's like I'll post a video, it'll get 350 views, and then no one ever sees it ever again, right? So what I need to do is I need to post a video, wait for it to get 300 views, and then post another video after that, and then just keep, after every 300 views, you know, just post there. Instagram and Facebook are linked together, so it's easier to promote that way. If you can make them work, I've never been able to make them work. Social media has never worked for me. It's like I just have to swing at it with axe, using brute force to get anywhere. So I go. That's why I'm live every night. So I'm over here jumping up and down. Look at me, and you know, all you nice people show up. You wish you go live on TikTok? Just got to keep posting videos. It seems that the craft streamers do better here. I mean, I've done better here than I've done on any other platform on TikTok. That's no joke. I have more followers on here by about 300 followers, 400 followers, something like that. So that's why I like TikTok, because I've never had a post get in front of 30,000 people before on any other platform. And there are platforms that I have posted a ton on. And never ever once did I get that many people. So I'm used to only getting, 300-400 views on stuff. That's standard across the board for everything I post. But if I can get 1,000 views, which I've only managed to do really on TikTok, then I just keep trying to post stuff. And once you get to 1,000 people, you should be able to go live. 1,000 followers. You can go live from your phone. At 10,000 followers, you can get... you can use the live stream software that TikTok provides. And then... you should probably pay more attention to that. Haven't checked it in a minute. Yeah. To get verified, you have to have news articles written about you. But they can't be like... You can't pay someone to write news articles about you. So... It is kind of frustrating how they do that. They want to make sure that you're someone before they'll verify you, which is, I don't know. I guess I understand that, but also, what is the purpose of verification? To say, yes, this person is a well-known person? Is that all it is? We'll all get there one day. We just keep working. We will get there. And in 10 years' time, we'll be overnight successes. That's what I keep telling myself. But just the fact, for those of you who weren't here, just the fact that Kate Culp has popped in on my lives multiple times now and has commented on videos and has, come in and said hi and interacted with me. I'm going places, man. I tell you what. Algorithm. Yes, this is chainmail. We're making a coif. And it's kind of something. We're going somewhere with it. Is this working? No, it's not. Maybe so they don't scam people? Yeah. That's definitely part of it. Does it get you oiled up? No, I cleaned all this off before I started working on it. Or started working with it, so it's not too bad. But yeah. Ring by ring, we are slowly getting somewhere. Alrighty. Yes, Kate Culp swinging by and popping in and saying hi. Highlight of my year so far. Like I said previously, if I was as good at anything as she is at upholstery, that would be really cool. Yeah, this is 18 gauge, 7/32. Is that what I bought? American wire gauge, stainless from TRL with butted rings. I don't know what the alloy is, but it's different than what I originally started with. So I have this lovely discoloration here, where the old rings met the new rings. For anyone on TikTok, you can see this discoloration line here. And actually, I don't know if it's a different alloy or if I didn't shine these up right. I'm going to try and, once I have all these rings attached, I'm just going to throw it in the tumbler and leave it in there for a few days. So maybe it will come out and all the colors will match or not. I don't know. At the end of the day, this is going to sit in my basement for people to try on whenever they come over. So I am not too concerned about it, but it is annoying to have such inconsistency from a manufacturer that's been around for and was the founding company that started, you know, all of chainmail. Hi, Shelly. How you doing? Hey, Barb. How heavy will it be? Well, right now it's it's over 4 pounds. I don't know how much I've added today. We can find out if you want, but it's definitely over 4 pounds as of right now. Once it's done, I imagine somewhere between 5 and 6 pounds. You've had that problem with them? Yeah. The divorce didn't help. The changing of the hands of the business didn't help. They have made a pledge to... Okay, I'm not listening to songs with sirens in the background because it brings back bad memories. Next song. Excuse me. You know, when a business changes hands... Oh, okay, I was going to say. They have made a pledge to improve their quality control. We'll see how that goes. Right? There's nothing I can do about it. I try to avoid ordering from them if I can. Yeah, it's... Are you asking if it's the Ring Lord? Yes. These are machine cut rings, and the discoloration is the only issue. TRL is the Ring Lord. They're the company that was founded almost 40 years ago, I believe. Over 30, almost 40. And they have you know, they were the company that like provided all the chainmail rings for all the people to make stuff for the longest period of time. And like in the last 15 years, other people have started making all their own rings and everything. You have a ringinator you need set up? You want to start making your own rings? Heck yeah. I will have a ring coiling and cutting setup by the end of this year. I am making a coif. You'd love to make your own rings? Yeah. I have some... Like, I am moving towards only really working in, like, stainless, titanium, gold, and silver. I don't really have an interest to work in other materials. So I want that set up, and then I need the coiling and cutting setup because the pieces that I want to make are very large. So I will coil and cut on my own rings, and I will anodize my own titanium, and I will make large pieces for fun. You cut AA coils from TRL before? Is great. Right on. See, that's the thing, too. Actually, I'd have to double check. I'd say that the coils from TRL, or the anodized aluminum rings from TRL, the saw cut ones, used to have the ends anodized. I'd almost swear that was the case. I could be wrong. I know the machine cut had the ends anodized. The machine cut anodized aluminum. The ends were anodized. And chemical anodization, the process that's used to anodize aluminum, is very chemically, and I don't want that set up anywhere near me or my house. But titanium and niobium are electroanodizing, so, and that's just it's a fairly simple setup. So I want that. I'll have that before the end of the year. The anodizing setup. I've got a welder. I've got a tumbler. I would like another tumbler. I want a riveting setup and a coiling and cutting setup, and that's my goal. Finish all the stuff in the basement, and then have all of that available. So I want to be able to be a one-stop shop for anything I want to make. I don't really want to have to order anything that I don't have to. That's your goal next year? Right on. Right on. And I know that there are other ring suppliers out there, and I want to order from them, and I want to support them and champion their supplies. I do, but like the reality is that cost is a factor in everything you make, and I have to get that down, especially for some of the larger pieces I want to make. It's like, I think I mentioned this last night, but I want to take the shirts that I have, at least one of them. I've got the rings to take one of them apart, line it, add pockets, put a fur trim on it, cover all the edges in leather, right? And there's a trend on TikTok that's, this outfit gives mob wife vibes, right? And so I want to make chainmail shirts that have mob wife vibes. This is what I'm going to be going for. I think it will be really cool. And no, I'm not going to wear red lipstick and hoop earrings, but I will have like a fur collar on my chainmail shirt and pockets. Some suppliers have odd ring sizes, so it'll probably always be a thing you support. Yeah. Yup. It's like I want to buy from them and support them. I appreciate them. I want to hug them and squeeze them and tell them that I love them. But also, right? It's like this is machine cut. This uses machine cut rings, right? The rings are butted. Okay. The quality of these rings are inconsistent so far. This is the discoloration that I have here, right, on this piece. Okay. That is the third set of rings that I've ordered from TRL trying to get this to match. Right? And so I need to be able to have some consistency, especially for projects. Like, if you're working on a project and it's less than 100 rings, right, and you have inconsistency from one batch of rings to the next, okay, that's one thing. when you're working on a project and you're ordering multiple batches of rings and there's inconsistencies across tens of thousands of rings, that's a problem. So, like, I don't feel like I'm asking for much, but I gotta be making them myself. And like I said, I don't mind the discoloration in this. It is what it is. I have said many times before that I don't order or I don't make my own rings because my job is not to make rings, which is a skill all in itself. My job is to weave rings, and that's all well and good, or has been all well and good up until now. It's because some of the projects I plan on making are, you know, several thousand rings, and I need all the consistency I can get. So now I'm at the point where I get to do it myself. Oh, is this the last? This is the last section here. Oh, we made it. I was about halfway around before I started streaming. I don't know why I'm getting stuffed up. Oh. How did I just do that? There we go. Okay. There. My son, he's got the sickness is going around right now pretty bad. That's no good. Mine is it always starts with allergies with me. Right. So my allergies will act up. They'll be bad for a couple days, and then next thing I know, it's moved from my sinuses down to my lungs, and I'm usually fine after a week or two, but for some reason my nose is all irritated right now, but whatever. I was gonna say, so my kiddo's got to get his teeth fixed. His mouth is too small, and he's got teeth growing into other teeth on his x-ray. They gave us a photo of the x-ray and then a like a 3D scan or something. I forget what it's called, but it's freaky looking. It's just like this, how to describe it? It's a picture of someone's skull and their teeth, and it's freaky looking. So he's got an expander in his mouth now, and tonight was the first night that I had to use a little tool to open up his mouth. It pushes out like 1 millimeter a day or something like that. Did I look up the Steampunk Garage Watch class? We got to show Jen the piece he made with it, and she loved it. No, I did not. That sounds familiar. I have probably seen it. Oh, I'm thinking. Okay, I don't know what I'm thinking. I have seen the Steampunk Garage Watch clasp. It does look pretty slick. Amy over on Facebook right now, she's made a few of those, and they look really cool. So that's a good class. That's another thing that I love about the chainmail community is that, you know, as need, right? Like 30 years ago, there was no Ringinator, right? But you needed to be able to cut your own rings at home. So what happened? Someone came up with one. Now we need band clasps, right? For wide bracelets or for watch bracelets or whatever. Guess what? Someone came up with one. There's a 6-hole steampunk garage watch clasp. Okay. I remember why I brought up my kid. My kid has that expander in his mouth, and now he talks with a lisp, and he's having a hard time saying all his words, and I try not to make fun of him. I do. Sometimes I can't help myself. But, like, that's how I feel like I'm talking right now with my nose stuff. So, maybe this is karma, and this is like my nose is getting stuffed up because I was making fun of my kid and the way he talks, and now I'm talking like him. All right. But it's funny. They put in the expander, and he came from the dental chair, and he was talking to me, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, they put it in." And, like, immediately, I could hear how badly it was affecting his speech. So, he hasn't been back at school. We're going to see how brutal the children are to him when he goes back to school, but I think you remember us talking about it last time? Yeah. I try to keep up. Okay. So, for everyone watching, I appreciate all of you being here, and I'm thankful that you're here and that you're responding, commenting, giving me some interaction, and just being here, watching, going along with me as I go on this journey to build a coif, right? I have a hard time, and don't take this personally, but I have a hard time keeping track of who's who and what we talk about just because there are so many people, right? Across multiple platforms. And I do the best I can to remember everyone's names. But, like, people have their name, they have their business name, or they go by their nickname, and it's all different on different platforms. So it's just difficult to keep track of who everyone is. So it's not your fault. Just if I don't remember you or forget what we talked about, it's just because I'm not capable of remembering it all. I do appreciate you being here and hanging out. So don't think that I don't. I'm terrible with names, and I have pretty good TBI that knocked around my brain pretty good, so you always mean it and just remembered and still unsure if we did or not. Fair enough. You stream as well, so you get it. Yeah. There's a ton of times too where I'm thinking that I've talked about something, and it's not like important or anything. It's not detrimental if you guys never hear me talk about it, but I will have sworn that I updated the audience on a particular topic, and then turns out that no, I never mentioned it. Not once. And that's the fun part. Felicia! How you doing? Oh, my elbow. You're the same? How you doing, Kelly? Ow. Where are we at here? Let me tell you how bad this is, okay? I went to a couple different schools growing up, and one of them was a rural school in Idaho. And Razzmatazz, how you doing? There was a girl there that I had class with, like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade. And her name's Kim. And we didn't speak for several years, but I remembered everybody else that I went to school with, and I got back in touch with a bunch of classmates, and she was there, And I had no idea who this person was. It took me about 6 months to figure out who she was. Razzmatazz, I am having a good one. Ah, where are we at? What happened? There it is. I've almost gone one row all the way around. No, you can't update everyone. I wish everyone was here all the time, but, you know, that's a bit selfish, I think. People have stuff to do. They got lives to lead. Streaming is a fun memory game? Yeah. It is. And here's a part that drives me up the wall, right? I love showing off my stuff. For anyone who's curious, if you want to see some of the work that I do, you let me know. Right? I will show you. But also, I feel ridiculous because I'll have, you know, one of my projects sitting next to me, and I'll just keep showing it over and over again. And I'm like, oh man, everybody's already seen this. They don't want to see me showing it again. And whenever people pop in, they're like, oh, what are you doing? What is that? It's so weird. And it's like, okay, everybody who's watching doesn't want to hear me explain what chainmail is anymore. But I think most people are aware of the fact that, you know, new people come in, ask questions, and love the Weird Chainmailers vid. Yeah, I was excited. They asked me to throw a line in there. I only did the one line. I didn't know that it was just 2 other people. I would have done more lines for sure. You'd love to see... What do you want to see? Barb, have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. Stay warm up there. All right. Would you like to see my amorphous blob? I made an amorphous blob the other day. I gotta tighten it up, but it's actually 2 squares of Byzantine locked into each other, and I gotta tighten it up, and it should become more pronounced. But this is the 3rd iteration that I've had, and the colors are finally kind of starting to make it look like something in this orientation, whereas before it was very difficult to see what it was. You'd love to see other things I made? I'll grab you 2 things. 1, 2, okay. All right. This is my Byzantine hexagon, interwoven Byzantine hexagons coffee cup. It's a large Bubba cup. You can see the black and stainless and the regular stainless on there. So whenever someone's talking smack, and you know, it's a nice blob. It's the best of all blobs. So this is one of my favorites, right? It's super heavy to drink out of. It's like 32 ounces or something. And this is my cube. This is we're finishing up the 16th row. Right? 14th row. There's about almost 16,000 rings in here. And it's one of my favorite projects. Ooh, 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 ooh. And these are the 18 gauge 1/8 standard wire gauge from chain-reaction.ca and bright aluminum. Make the perfect jelly cube, just so you know. sweet. Yeah. Looks like it makes a nice thunk sound. Yeah. That's bomb. Thank you. Your son loves his. You made him a 5x5? Right on. I've got a 12x12x12 to make. And an infinity cube. And then I want to get this one. This is 3.5 by 3.5 by 3.5 inches all around. And I want to get it out to 5 inches all the way around. And if I did my math correctly, that takes it from about 16,000 rings to about 48,000 rings. So I basically have to do double the work I've already done. We'll see if that works. We'll see if I can do that. So, I can't have this cup and the cube and my work all in the same shot. I'm gonna get this out of here. My neighbor wants a small cube as well. I'm gonna make her one of those. So she had the fun discovery that her daughter is pregnant. So her anxiety's through the roof right now. I got told that, and they were like, "Why didn't you come over?" I was like, "Yeah, I got stuff to do. You guys have fun working that one out." Her and her husband they're good neighbors. You know that? You're raising your grandbaby? Yeah. My grandparents spent a lot of time raising me, so... for which I am eternally grateful, and they were awesome. And my grandma was the greatest lady, is the greatest lady in the world as far as I'm concerned. She's like 900 years old now, and she keeps getting shorter. Every time I go visit, she's just lower to the ground, becoming more compressed. You like making keychains with jelly cubes? Right on. That's good use for them, for like 3x3s or 5x5s. Oh, sure. Yeah. And yes, every time I go to my grandmother's house, she sees me and she said, "Oh, you need to be fed." And she starts pulling out all her leftovers and starts cooking something new and feeds us these elaborate meals that she cooks up. And she can't hardly hear anymore, and she can't hardly see, but she's doing pretty good, you know. Feel like you're losing your mind? You go hide and weave chain? Yeah. No, I get it. It's a struggle. I worry about that happening in my future, but also I have a son, so like it is concerning, but it's not right up front as it is with having a girl. The denser you get, the more powerful she is. Yeah. You have an 8x8 cube in copper? That's cool. That probably has a good weight to it. Like, this is bright aluminum. I've got some stainless ones I've worked on. And the next one I work on, I want to make in stainless. But this is... it's chunky, but it's not heavy, right? Whereas my stainless one is twice the weight of this, half the size, you know. This copper's got to have some pretty good heft to it. Razmataz, that's the funniest thing I've heard all night. The denser they get, the more powerful they become. SS might hurt someone? Yeah. You did a tiny jelly cube in sterling silver for a pendant? That's cool. I have a tiny one too. It's stainless. And it was one of those... I didn't have enough rings to make anything useful out of it, so it became a jelly cube. Right? Like, a lot of I tried to make as much, like, just jewelry stuff I could sell, stuff that, you know, would look good, right? And I ended up with a lot of, like, juggling balls and dice bags and jelly cubes. So, I did make a lot of jewelry, and it was fun. Like, the other day, I finished up 3 helm chain bracelets. Didn't have enough for a necklace or anything. But I had enough for, well, no, it'd be a 2-foot necklace. 24 inches? 30 to each 8 inches? I could have made a necklace. How do you keep copper clean in a cube? You'd only clean the outer layers? Yeah. Copper's one of those things where I don't know how it patinas if you handle it. Like, I can't stand how brass and bronze patina. Like, you touch them and then the next day they're discolored. Right? Is that how copper is too? Because I've never worked with it. But the you know, a cube, you can tumble them, clean them up pretty good. Copper patinas in hours too? Yeah, okay. So it would probably irritate me. Right? The way you see, like, the Statue of Liberty all green and patinaed, that copper patina is cool. But if it's like brass and bronze where it just discolors and turns this dirty blah, I don't know. I have a hard time with that stuff. You like it though? It takes it from a shiny orange to a dull brown orange. It's a nice color typically. I'll have to work with it sometime. I need some. It's like I said, I want to work in sterling or argentium or sterling and gold, steel and titanium. Right, like that's what I want to move towards. But base metal that, you know, doesn't terribly discolor or discolors well, right? It's discolored, but you oxidized it, like liver sulfur does for sterling silver. Maybe I should order some copper rings for this, one of the next projects. After the bike project gets done, knock on wood that it gets done, then I've got the Finnegan's Wake inlay that I need to finish and get back to, and a sculptural project that I want to do. I should order some copper rings for the sculptural project. That would make it better than just using the stainless rings I have right now. Because it's a mock-up, it's a prototype sculptural project. So I don't want to use like precious metals or titanium necessarily on it, especially if I'm ordering rings. We'll see. I'll figure it out. Is this only on Facebook, or do not all comments show for everyone? So I have Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch in the comment section you're in, Shelly. Right now, only people on Facebook are in the chat, which is normal. And then I'm also over here on my phone. I'm live on TikTok. And so I have a whole other comment section that pops up. And it's that way until I can get everything integrated into my streaming software. But I have to get 10,000 followers on TikTok to do that. And I'm only at 2 right now, but I did just cross 2,000 followers, so, you know, going live often, catch a few followers a night, or a few followers each time you go live. So I just keep chugging away, and hopefully I'll get there at some point. TikTok, yes, TikTok requires 10,000 to do an OBS stream. It is nuts. Actually, I don't even know if it's an OBS. No, it is. It is, because they'll give me a key code. What do you call it? That code thing. Passkey? No, it's not passkey. Whatever it is. They'll give you that once you hit 10,000. Or you can use their streaming software, the TikTok Live software. No, you're not missing anything, and I'm trying to get it to a point where everything's integrated into one so that all the comments are everyone can see, and I'm getting there. You know, the more people like, follow, and share, the sooner I'll get there. All right. And it's, you know, it's working. I keep hopping on here and getting work, and people keep popping in to say hi, and every now and then we'll get someone who's their mind gets blown by the fact that I'm making chainmail, which is, you know, that's the goal. I love it when that happens, when someone new is like, holy cow, I can make that at home by myself. Yep. And you should. It's ridiculously cool. It's arduous and can be a, you know, can be a grind, but in the end, I've made more projects that I'm happy with than not. So I don't make too much stuff I'm not happy with. Not anymore, not really. I make stuff that I'm like this. I'm not happy with this, right? But it's not the worst thing I've ever made. I'm going to tighten it up and make it a little more. Let me shake the desk some more. Sorry, guys. Make it so that it stands on its own a little better. But still, the initial concept of two squares of Byzantine intersecting each other, it's cool. It doesn't work out in these colors very well, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm doing great. Oh, thank you. All right. So this is probably the most, like, I wish I was able to make it more visually understandable, right? But also, I haven't done very many chainmail sculptures, and all this chain is Byzantine, and it doesn't make for very good sculptures. So, I mean, it's a concept piece. I wish it turned out better, but, yeah. I'm mostly okay with most of the stuff that I make, and if I don't like it, I eventually take it apart and build something else out of it anyway. It is very rare that something stays unliked for very long, or not improved upon, right? So, oh, I know what it was. Okay, so large jelly cube with some of the rings I have. The infinity cube that Razmataz was awesome enough to share with us. And then, so I made some intersecting cubes out of brass and bronze a couple months ago, and I want to take that and do 4 intersecting cubes. That was the other thing I wanted to do with the cubes, with the rings that I have for cubes. So that's going to be a fun project. Oh, why did I do that? That was dumb. Anyway. Yeah, have you ever seen my intersecting cubes? I can go grab them for you. They kind of worked out pretty well. Almost. Alright, that's that. 2 seconds. Alright. So, I did run out of brass rings down here, so that is finished that way. But those are my intersecting cubes. And it kind of worked, but because these are 20 gauge 1/8 brass and bronze, the sizing was just dissimilar enough to cause a little problem. So they're not perfect, but they're close, right? And so the next thing would be to take this and then, you know, build out of these holes and make 2 more cubes, I guess. I don't know exactly here and here where to expand it out from, but to build 4 intersecting cubes like that. That's my goal. One of them. Just to... You made some bib necklaces with jello cube layers? Nice. So that's, yeah. That was the other thing I was thinking of. And then I was going to say, right, so I made this amorphous blob thing, right, that's going on. But I also made this. This started out as an angry blob thing, right? And, I mean, now it looks like the mouth of a sarlacc pit or something. You know, like Tremors worm kind of deal. But it's much cooler now that I let it sit on the shelf and waited to put the stainless chain in there, right? So, think about making a bracelet with a bunch of mini jelly cubes. They're so squishy. Yeah, there you go. So I'm hoping that I'm going to get this tightened up so that it stands up on its own because it's too loose right now. And I'm going to let it sit on the shelf and I'm going to think about it for a while. And then hopefully I can come up with something that makes it as cool as this. Cross your fingers. All right, everybody. Where are we at here? It is 10:20. And I am all the way around this coif. I made it. So, I think it's like 250, 270 rings, something like that, to go all the way around. Oh, I want to take my glasses off. Okay, I take my glasses off and then I need them to see what I'm trying to do. There we go. All right. It's a little... It covers my face a little too much right here. Right? So I added some... What do you call it? I added some material in the corners here, because this was like all squared. I added some material here and here to kind of taper it, but it's too close, so I gotta take it back out a little bit. But that's fine. We'll get there. Put my glasses on and no problem, man. All right. But yeah. So this is this mantle needs to come down a lot more, so I'm going to have to probably order rings. But we'll get there at some point. Doesn't have to happen tonight. Doesn't even, like, I have a eighth of a can of rings left. So that's not going to add much more to this. Maybe 2 or 3 more rows. So, is this a custom order? No, this is just to have in my basement for when people come over and they're trying on the shirts, because they're like, what is that? And I have to explain what chainmail is. And this is for them to wear, so they can get the whole experience, right? But yeah, there's what we're working on, and remember when I was talking about mob boss, or no, mob wife vibes, right? So I think I'd take this out a little bit, edge everything in some leather, right? Put some leather around the mantle, add some fur. I don't know. We'll figure out something to make it like ridiculous. But as for right now, the basic structure is here. This isn't a historical piece by any stretch of the imagination, but there is similarities. If you want to learn how to make chainmail yourself, please go to the link tree in my bio and check out the Mailworks app, available on Google and Apple. And it's got all the resources I wish I would have had when I first started making chainmail a really long time ago. Like where to find ring manufacturers, where to find tutorials, where to find other people that hang out and make chainmail, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And a whole bunch of other stuff. If you're looking to purchase some chainmail, you're more than welcome to contact me. However, in the Mailworks app, there is a list of artists that have their websites that many of them are set up to do custom work, much more so than me. And so I do take the occasional custom job, but typically when someone wants something and I know of someone who is currently like focusing on that, I point them towards that artist direction just because they're already set up to make it. And a lot of the people on the Mailworks app in the artist section are, chainmail experts and can make whatever you want. Did I follow a tutorial for this? No, I made it up as I went along. I did the 6 triangle expansion technique, and I saw someone doing an expanding circle the other day, which that is pretty high tech, high skill level. So that was pretty cool. And the 6 triangle expansion technique and the expanding circle technique are all just, if you see the pattern there are 6 triangles on top of this coif, and they come together to form a circle that would, expand outward for forever. So I did that and then built the drape, and now I'm expanding out using the same principle again to do the mantle is all. Fairly simple stuff. So I do have some stuff that I got to get done before I go to bed. I did run late tonight, but it's Saturday night. Who cares? Best place to get a jelly cube is to make it yourself. Best place to start figuring out how to make it yourself is to download the Mailworks app. If you want to support me and see more of my work, please go to mailworks.com and get yourself something nice. It does allow me to order more rings for projects, and it will help set me up for, anodizing titanium, riveting rings, make my own coil and cutting setup. Our circular expansions for Year 401 Not Common Knowledge. I think the first tutorial you found for chainmail had that in it. I think the basic... I would have to go back and double check the video again. Because what it looked like they were doing was not basic. Let me put it that way. And I've seen, like, Zlosk do it, I think it was, from way back. And those are like the only two places I can reference the expanding circle technique that they were doing. Maybe it's common knowledge and I'm just ass out because I work with seams 99.9% of the time. But that was cool to see someone do it. It looked hard to me. Which is, that's not saying a lot. But yes, please go to mailworks.com. The Giants chainmail themed snug hoodies are pretty popular right now because it's super cold outside. But I have to go get stuff done before I go to bed. You all have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for all the interaction. I appreciate each and every one of you. I am streaming multiple nights a week. So practice ends Tuesday, so we won't have any more practices on Tuesdays and Thursdays for a while. So I don't know if that means more streams or what. But usually I'm 4 to 5 days a week. I'm up here streaming 8:30 to 10 Central Standard Time. So please come join us anytime. Thank you for hanging out. You all have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye. And for everyone else on X, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate all of you. Have a good night.